is the Patriots Drive Podcast.
We are all Patriots.
Where we discuss, analyze, and answer questions to all things happening in the NFL and with our New England Patriots. Now, here's your host, Cole Kelly.
Let's go!
Welcome into another edition of the Patriots Drive Podcast. Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. It's been a heck of a year. Quite the turnaround from the last couple of years. 4 wins last year, 4 wins the year before. And Patriots have won 16 out of their last 17 games and are in the Super Bowl. It's absolutely crazy, but here we are. I'm here with my co-host, Jace Campbell. How's it going, Jace?
It's good, man. For the first time since we've done a podcast, the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. And they're actually somewhat relevant. I mean, in the Mac Jones early days, the Cam Newton days, they were playoff wild cards and stuff, but they're actually relevant. They're back. And you know the Patriots are back because the hate is flowing in from every which direction.
Oh my God, I haven't seen it like this in so long. It's insane.
It has not been like this. So they're back. It's been a fun ride. One more game to finish it out, and we'll have a lot of coverage, next week too. Maybe a clip here or there about some stuff because you got to enjoy it. I know we've been spoiled as Patriots fans, but if the last 6 years have told you anything, imagine the Jets, imagine the Dolphins, imagine the Bills, imagine those teams that haven't been there for 20, 30, 40 years, if not at all. So
yeah,
pretty spoiled that we're back in it, but super grateful and super excited because it's fun watching football on Super Bowl Sunday when it means something. It's a little more stressful, but it's definitely more fun.
Yeah, extremely lucky. I mean, can't really have it much better than we've had it as Pats fans. And I mean, I know you're not all of Boston sports fans, but Boston and sports in general has been absolutely insane. So we're lucky. We got to enjoy these moments when we get them because you never know when it could be the last. Like you just said with Jets and all those other organizations, like there's times where you might not. This could be the last time we ever see the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You have no idea. So you got to enjoy these moments when you get them. And that's kind of something that Vrabel's touched on with the team in general is this isn't guaranteed. So you got to enjoy every minute of it, make the most of it. And I'm glad we're back watching Super Bowl Sunday with the Patriots in it.
Well, and you heard it last year from Dan Campbell and the Lions after they lost in the NFC Championship game. He felt it for the guys and for all them because you just don't know when you're going to get back there. And Detroit got so close last year and now they missed the playoffs. And so it's you can look at the Chiefs too. I know they had, a down year, injuries and stuff, but you just don't know what's going to happen year in and year out. It's the NFL. Yep. You never know. This is what I think one of the 6 times in NFL history where both teams did not make the playoffs last year have made the Super Bowl the year after. So you don't see stuff like this very often where you go from worst to first, literally, and a chance to win the Super Bowl a year after, one of the worst years in franchise history. So it's been fun, but let's jump in and talk about the game versus the Broncos. Stressful, ugly. I don't know what the words were. It wasn't a pretty game, that's for sure. But when you're playing in the AFC and you have to play in elements, Denver, New England, if you're playing in Lambeau in the NFC, if you're playing in Chicago, it's part of football. And you know that it's going to happen. And that's exactly what it was. Now, I was at the game on Sunday in Denver. I knew there was going to be snow. I didn't know it was going to be that snow. I don't think anyone in the stadium knew it was going to turn into that. We thought that there was going to be a little bit of snow flurries for a little bit, but I did not think that it was going to turn into a classic December or January football game that you see in Foxborough, even though it was in Denver. So fun game to be at, ugly way to win the game. But at this point, it doesn't matter. A win's a win. And that's a top 5 defense. Everyone wants to talk crap on it, but that was a way to win. And that shows how tough this team has been all year, gutting it out and winning the game in Mile High and getting back to the Super Bowl.
Like Diggs said the other day, I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day of the week, especially this time of year.
How do you think the Rams feel?
Yeah, exactly. It's about winning football games at this point. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how ugly it is. Just win. That's all that matters. And there's one more game. They could play the ugliest football game ever. Drake May could have 17 interceptions. But as long as we got more points than them when the clock hits 0, I do not care. That's just how it is at this time of year. You know what I mean? During the year, you'll take some moral victories here and there. And you'll say, oh, they won that one, but this is something to be concerned about for the future this season. But at this point, is what it is. You just gotta lock in and you gotta take the wins how you can get them. So I'm proud that this team has been finding ways to win football games. They've been ugly. They haven't been pretty, the elements have also clearly been there in basically all of their playoff games, especially the last two. Like they've been in back-to-back snow games pretty much. So
Yeah.
that's a factor, obviously. Maybe Drake May's shoulder injury, which we'll touch on, has been a factor. Who knows how long that's kind of been lingering. So there's a bunch of different stuff, but I didn't expect the game to go the way it did. I expected it would end up being closer than people thought, but it definitely didn't look great to start the game. Gonzo got beat after that. Like before Gonzo got beat early on, Stidham was panicking. Like he was leaving the pocket early. He was super antsy. He missed a wide open screen pass that could have gone for a big gain. He was just not settled in. As soon as he hit that deep ball, he settled right in and he started looking good. The offense after that started rolling for a few drives. Then Sean Payton went for it on 4th down, and that kind of stopped the momentum. And they never scored again after that. So credit to the defense. They did their job. They did a hell of a job. Offense did enough to win. It wasn't pretty, and they're going to have to do more in a couple Sundays if they want to win the Super Bowl. But they came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, less than 400 total yards of offense for both teams combined. It was 206 for New England, 181 for Denver. I think we kind of knew it was going to be a defensive battle. I thought there would be a little more scoring, like potential. I think I predicted 24-17 going into the game. I texted another one of my buddies. He asked me how I was feeling. I think I said 24-17. But again, we didn't know that the elements were going to get that bad. It wasn't on the forecast. Snow was on the forecast, but not the whole second half. And even in the first half, the Patriots offense did not look good, and it was a struggle, but neither did the Broncos offense. They had one big play and then a play action pass that they got a touchdown on. Now, defense showed up, did their job. They created 2 turnovers. They had a couple sacks. They stopped the run. Denver was held to 79 rushing yards on 24 attempts. And, New England was held to 141 on 38. So they definitely ran the ball a lot more, but they were able to move the chains a little bit. They were able to keep the clock running. And that's pretty much what it turned into, situational football. And as disappointed as we were in the Houston game with Drake May putting the ball on the ground, he didn't do it this game. He had opportunities where he was getting sacked and had pressure on him, and it could have totally changed the game, but he did not do it. And then talk about the big block field goal at the end by Leonard Taylor, who got elevated from P squad, gets his hand on the ball, makes probably the play of his career. Those were bad kicking elements too. I mean, both kickers had missed 2. The one with Borregales at the end was, they had nothing to lose. Or at the end of the half, so nothing to lose, might as well kick it. But both kickers struggled. Both quarterbacks struggled. The Broncos were 4 for 14 on 3rd downs. The Patriots were 6 for 18. And then the big one, Broncos 0 for 1 on 4th down, and the Patriots 1 for 1. And I mean, the 1 for 1 I thought was a little scary. I think that what helped the Patriots is that they ruled it on the field that it was the first down, because there was no way they were overturning that. There was not.
Regardless, the call on the field was going to stand regardless of what it was. It was just not enough to overturn it. But yeah, like you said, I think Drake May taking care of the football early on. He almost threw that pick. That was scary. And then Will Campbell overall, he went for like a chop block at one point earlier in the game and completely missed. That was bad. And then a false start that was kind of big later in the game. Other than that, Campbell played pretty well. He held up enough. He didn't get beat immediately like he did against Will Anderson a few times where Drake May had no chance. So I think the offensive line played a little bit better in the passing game. That was helpful. Just guys weren't getting that open. There weren't a ton of opportunities. And then a couple of the opportunities that they were open on some shorter intermediate routes, Drake May missed them short. I don't know if that's the conditions. I don't know what the deal is, just maybe not playing great. He hasn't played his best football lately, but what he did do was use his legs in critical situations when he needed to and did enough to win the game. And that's what counts at the end of the day. But he's definitely going to have to be better. This passing offense has been inept, especially this past game. Hopefully the warmer weather, good conditions and all that stuff helps out with that. But the Seattle defense is no joke. Another top 5 defense in football where it's not going to be easy. There's not going to be any layups. You're not going to be able to throw for 5 touchdowns in the first half like you did against the Jets. You're going to have to work for these yards. They're doubling Diggs. Somebody else is going to have to step up, and we'll see who that is.
Yeah, and I mean, this pass rush for Seattle, we'll get into a full game preview most likely next week we'll probably have a guest on another Patriots account. But this pass rush for Seattle isn't like super. Their secondary is scary, but they don't have like the whole around defense. In my opinion, they played great. I'm not discrediting them.
Their interior is pretty good,
but they don't scare me like Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter.
No,
they don't
it's
have
a different kind of. It's a different kind of defensive line. They're good to stop.
Yes.
They're pretty good at stopping the run, and they have a great interior.
Yeah.
So they're different. They win in different ways than Houston's defensive line. Like it's not the same. That's the best defensive line you'll face in football. Yeah. But their secondary is really good. They got a few really, really good corners to pair with. I just think overall they have a good defense.
Yeah. But I mean, I said this to you early in, I think it might have been Monday or Tuesday when I was talking, like, I trust our coaching staff more than I trust Seattle's. Like Josh McDaniels has Super Bowl experience. Mike Vrabel's played in Super Bowls. He's been in, situations like that. Doug Marrone, like he's been in big time situations and stuff as coach. So I think around the board, like the Patriots will be prepared going into this game. They were prepared going into the Denver game, and Denver had Sean Payton too. So it was really kind of even on that front where you both had, coaches that have had some sort of experience on both sides of the ball. So I don't really worry about like us not going in there and not being able to do anything. There will be some nerves because I think there's only two guys that have been on a Super Bowl roster on this team, maybe a little bit more, but Milton Williams,
Mac Hollins,
Mac was on the Eagles
when they beat us.
Was Carlton Davis on the Bucks when they won it? So Carlton Davis, but I don't think many other people have Super Bowl experience. I mean, a lot of people didn't have a lot of playoff experience or whatever going into this year.
Yeah.
So it's a young, inexperienced team, and there will be ways to get to Sam Darnold and stuff, which again we'll talk about. But yeah, back to the Broncos game. I mean, it was a classic like defensive battle. I wish it would have been a little bit more offensive, but it just continues to prove just how good our defense is. Every time it's Denver's defense, Houston's defense, the Chargers defense, and then once they go out there and our defense performs better than them, then they just want to talk about how bad they were, or like how bad the other team was. It's like, guys, the Patriots defense is real. They have some dudes all around, whether it's interior defensive line, corner, safeties have stepped up and played well. Backers have played good enough too. So our defense is like just as good as anyone, in my opinion, and I'm excited to watch them go up against Seattle's offense.
That's been the thing that's probably frustrated me the most about, like, you still hear the schedule talk even in the playoffs, like, oh, they're getting bailed out every game with like easy matchups. The people who pick the Chargers, who pick Houston, who pick Denver to beat the Patriots, and then say they have a Mickey Mouse schedule is ridiculous. First off, it was Justin Herbert, and then it's people saying, oh yeah, no, the Chargers are one of the first over 500 teams the Pats are going to play all year. They're going to win. I don't care what about the offensive line. Their defense is going to stop them, and Herbert's going to be able to do enough. Nope. Herbert played awful. Oh, well, Herbert played awful. If he didn't play that bad, Pats would have won. Okay. And then Houston. Oh, well, if you had any other quarterback but CJ Stroud, do you think it's a coincidence that CJ Stroud had the worst game of his career against the Pats, and then Herbert had the worst game all year he's had against the Pats? Do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think maybe the Patriots defense deserves a little credit? Because that's what I think. I think they deserve a little credit, and they're being extremely disrespected. Nobody's talking about them as they should be. They've been elite in the playoffs. They were up and down in the regular season, but when fully healthy, when they have all the horses, which we'll see about Spillane's health coming into this, he left the game in the first quarter with an ankle injury again. But when they're fully healthy, this defense has been firing on all cylinders. And that's been the key. This defensive line has been dominating. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Chase On, all these guys have been dominating. When Jarrett Stidham was under pressure, he completed one pass out of, I think it was like 15 or so, for like 4 yards. Like that was the key to the game. Whenever they can get pressure on these quarterbacks, it's going to be the same thing for Sam Darnold. When Sam Darnold has time, he's like a top 10 quarterback in EPA. When he is pressured, he's a 28th ranked quarterback this year via EPA per play. So it's going to be the same exact thing. If we can get pressure, especially with 4, you're going to have a shot. So this defense has been carrying them all playoffs. The offense has done just enough. The defense has to come out and have another stellar game like they've had the past 3 if the Pats want to win this game. But I don't care if it's Jarrett Stidham. I don't care who it is. Basically, there was one bad play where Gonzo got beat, and that led to a touchdown. Outside of that, this offense really didn't do a whole lot versus the Pats.
Yeah. Well, and everyone, like you said, that they knew CJ Stroud was going to be on the Texans. They still picked the Texans. And then he goes out and has a bad game. Well, okay, what about the Patriots? Like you said, everyone still picked the Broncos with Jarrett Stidham. And then they go out and they're like, oh, he was a backup quarterback. Why'd you pick him then?
Yeah.
Because this is, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that the Patriots are the first team to advance to the Super Bowl having played 3 top 5 defenses.
Correct.
Or is it top 10? So it's whatever.
Top five.
So every week they were picked to lose. And then they go in and the defense outperforms the other defense that they were saying will shut down the Patriots offense. And like you said, and I said, it's not about blowing teams out in the playoff. You're not expected to do that. These are the best of the best. Like this is the 7. It's the 14 best teams in the NFL that make it to the playoffs. They deserve to be there. They're all good. They're all playing for their, season on the line. And so for people to say that, oh man, they didn't beat them by 20 points. That's not how the playoffs works. It's always going to be dogfights. That's why it's so fun. And that's why the NFL, in my opinion, this year has had so much parity, is because there hasn't been a team that you're just like, they're going to blow them out. But it's all the time. Oh man, Patriots. No, they did enough to win. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, in 20 years, when the Patriots are holding up their 7th Lombardi trophy here in a week and a half, are you going to remember in 20 years who they beat? Probably not. You're going to remember the Super Bowl that I see when the Patriots beat them. That's all that matters in the end of the day. So I'm sick of hearing it too. They deserve to be here. Did they have an easy schedule? Yes. New England did not pick to schedule all these teams like Alabama or Texas A&M can do versus FCS teams on week 12 of the college football season. This is an NFL set schedule. It's been set in stone for 20 years. Who plays who, like what the categories are. It's all been set in stone. And why don't we talk about Mike Vrabel changing a culture? Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf hitting on draft picks, probably one of the best draft classes for rookies. There was a couple other good ones this year, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about the resurgence of Drake May being an MVP. Like, you don't get lucky in the NFL. Bad teams that play other bad teams, they don't go 14-3. You'd probably go 8-9 or, somewhere in that range. Like, if you're a bad team playing other bad teams, you wouldn't have won 11 straight games. That's just how it is. I promise you. So that stuff's getting a little bit annoying, and I kind of like it. I want to be overlooked. This team's been overlooked. I think that they don't care. Mike Vrabel doesn't care. He wants that bulletin board material. He wants people to say stuff about him. He wants the team and Diggs and whoever else it is, the motivators in there, to know that they are being doubted on, because that's kind of what this team has been. And a lot of the guys that they signed were older or doubted players. Obviously Milton Williams, big contract, but like Stephon Diggs, no one thought he was going to be good coming off his ACL injury. One of the best receivers and been a huge locker room addition. Mike Vrabel gets fired from Tennessee after leading him to an AFC Championship, being coach of the year, doesn't get a job when in the next cycle. And then, he finally comes to New England. Like, there's people all over the place that have these stories, and New England is about to prove a bunch of people wrong, I hope. So it's been a fun playoff run, and it kind of sucks that we're still hearing about all this. Oh, they got lucky, this and that and stuff. No, if they were actually lucky, they probably would have been out 2 rounds ago. They probably would have lost to the Chargers like everyone thought they would have.
And maybe this is like, I can't remember the term for it, where it's just because it's right now that it's happening. But I might want this Super Bowl more than I've wanted most any of the other ones, because I've never seen so much doubt and disrespect to a team in the Super Bowl ever. I mean, people are nobody is picking the Patriots to win this football game. Every expert you see has picked the Seahawks. Everybody that I talk to, some of my buddies and stuff like that who aren't Pats fans, think that the Seahawks are going to blow them out. And it's just, I don't know. Everybody talks about the schedule. Everybody says, even if you win the Super Bowl, it's a Mickey Mouse championship, or like it does. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Even if the Pats lose to Seattle, even if they get blown out, they're a good football team. I hate it. I want them to prove everybody wrong so bad. It's just been all over Twitter, all over comments and stuff like that. Everybody's crapping all over the Pats, just talking about the schedule. And I would just love for them to go into San Francisco and whoop Seattle and hold up that Lombardi and say, what are you going to say now? And people are still going to say, oh, well, easiest regular season schedule. Who cares? You won 4 postseason games in a row and won the Super Bowl. The 99 Rams had an easier strength of schedule than the Patriots did this year, and nobody talks about that. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all that matters is if you're holding up that Lombardi, who cares?
Like I said, in 20 years, you'll be looking up in the rafters. Hopefully by that time there's 10 Super Bowls, but there will be a 7th one, and you'll have a Super Bowl ring, and you'll remember Drake May's sophomore season and the year Mike Vrabel had. You'll remember all that stuff a lot more than you'll remember the strength of schedule, a lot more than you'll remember the, CJ Stroud threw 4 picks, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you won't remember. They won't remember that stuff.
So if the Pats do win this game, Drake May would be the first quarterback from UNC to win a Super Bowl. He's already the first quarterback from UNC to start a Super Bowl. He'd also be the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl in NFL history. He's the second youngest to start it. A Super Bowl behind Dan Marino, who lost that game when he was 23. And then Pats were already the first team to beat 3 top 5 defenses. Now it would be 4. So just record-breaking stuff, history book. It would be tremendous. So obviously it's going to be a tough challenge. Obviously I respect the Seahawks a ton. If I had to bet on it, I'd probably lean toward the Seahawks, but I think this is going to be a close game, and I think Patriots have every chance to go and win this football game if they play the way they can. If this defensive line dominates, if this offense gets rolling again, the Patriots could win this football game 100%.
Yeah, we'll get more into the, like I said, if you guys want, come back for next week. Turn on your notifications, make sure you're subscribed to us. But I really firmly believe this will be the toughest defense Seattle's played because they didn't play a fully healthy Niners. The Rams defense is not very good. I think this will be the toughest defense that they'll play. I think that we're going to mix up a ton of different looks. Their weakness has been the interior of the offensive line, and that's kind of where the pass rushing strength is for the Patriots. They've been great against the run. Zach Charbonnet's down. Get
Kenneth Walker looked good.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker has been good, but like
JSN.
We're fully healthy. Like you said, if Spillane can go, Spillane and Tonga being back the last couple of weeks have been huge. Christian Ellis has stepped up and played big. You've had great play from your safeties, with Jalen Hawkins and Craig Woodson. They've been great, stepping up in the run, both or in the pass. Elijah Ponder has been a great addition as an undrafted guy. Like he's actually started to get some pass rushing and he's good on rundowns. So I think that this will be the best defense Seattle's played up to this point. We all know what happened last time Sam Darnold played the Patriots, or maybe not last time, but that one time he was seeing ghosts. I get it. It was with the Jets. He was really early in his career. It's not going to be the same, but I do think this will be the toughest challenge for the Seattle Seahawks so far, at least in the playoffs. And so, step up, shut them down. It will be hard. Jackson Smith-Njigba is probably one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver this year in football. So Gonzo or whoever will be on him will have his hands full. But other than that, like Rashid Shaheed scares me, but that's if they throw the ball down the field. I think that you can, game plan against that. It scares me to kick to him, but I told you, don't kick to him. Give him the ball at the 35 every time. Like that's better than giving him a touchdown. It's kind of the Devin Hester treat, man. It sucks it's at the 35 nowadays, but
yeah,
it's better than a touchdown. It's better than giving it to him at the 50 or a touchdown. So give him that treatment if you have to. If there's a defense that I trust that's going to hold him to a field goal or make him punt from starting at the 35, right now it's New England. They've given me nothing to not trust them. And so, yeah, I'm nervous. I'm super nervous, but I'm also super confident in how the defense has played. I'm super optimistic that the offense hasn't played great the last 2 weeks and they're going to play good, that Drake May is going to have a good game because he's been, in the elements, he's been in the weather. And yes, it will be a tough challenge against one of the best defenses in the league, but he's also seen some of the other best defenses in the league, and he has to practice against probably one of the best defenses in the league. Every day going up to this. Like the Patriots defense will be no joke practicing against them, and they'll give them good enough looks.
Like you said, we'll do more Seahawks, but last thing on them for now is Gonzo's going to make a lot of money this offseason regardless. But if he wants to make a bag, shutting down JSN in the Super Bowl and the Patriots going and winning the Super Bowl partially because of that, dude might make 35-40 million a year. JSN is going to be a huge test. He's an extremely talented route runner. If Gonzo gets cooked by him all game, his price goes down. If he locked him up all game and the Patriots win, Gonzo's price is just going to go up and up. And as it should be deserved at that point, if he can go do that. So I think he's up for the challenge. I think JSN's probably going to beat him a few times. It's JSN. Like playing corner is hard. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm sure they're going to have a plan for him. I'm sure he's going to study him all week, all the next 2 weeks, and kind of learn his tendencies. But I'm excited. I think this is a fun matchup. Would you have preferred the Rams or the Seahawks?
I probably would have preferred the Rams just because I think that their defense is a little bit worse. But their offense is better though. Yeah, their offense is better. They propose a different threat. Like obviously you probably have the MVP on that side, although we don't agree with it. You have Puka and Devontae Adams. Sean McVay is a great play caller. So I probably would have preferred the Rams, but honestly, like the more I think about the Seahawks, like the more I think about like, hey, they're a beatable team. Yeah, they're going to be favored and, likely so, or rightfully so, but like they're a beatable team. The Patriots can beat them. They're not unstoppable. So I like the doubting. I really do.
I do as well. And I hope it pisses them off as much as it's pissing me off because it should fire them up. And I hope that they see all these comments all the next 2 weeks and they go out there and they just kick ass.
Let's move on and talk about Drake May. We'll have way more about this when we go live again. Lots of mixed reports, right? Obviously, someone came out and said that he had a shoulder injury. That's, you saw the videos of him kind of wincing when his wife, Ann May, hit him on the shoulder. Some people were saying he was rotating it, and he was. But then you've also heard like more Patriots guys been like, oh, he's been dealing with this for a couple of weeks. It's not a problem. It's just a nagging injury. The hit might have, made it a little bit worse. You've also heard people that say like, this is not going to be a problem. You're banged up. It's going to be game 20 for them? I'm pretty sure 21. So like going through a season, is not easy on your body. So, I mean, I know you're kind of freaking out about this a little bit more than I am.
I'm in a better.
Are you worried?
I'm in a better spot than I was the other night when we talked. It was the only report out there was from that doctor. Is it Chow? Doctor something? Yeah, I can't
something
remember.
Like that.
I was pretty concerned at that point. What concerns me now is the fact that he's been dealing with this for a little bit. He hasn't played his best football and he's been missing throws he doesn't typically miss the past few weeks. Is that because of the injury? Is that because of the weather? Is it a mix of both? What is it? But if the Patriots want to win the Super Bowl against one of the best defenses in football and an offense that's much better than any of the ones that they faced so far, Drake May is going to need to be able to confidently use his legs, confidently throw the ball downfield. And a lot of these big plays the Pats have been on the deep ball, but they've also been on the honey hole shots. And those you kind of have to zip in there in between two coverage guys. So I would love for him to be 100% or as close to it as possible. And if this shoulder injury is already bothering him and then he kind of aggravated it a little bit, I'm just concerned about where his health's at. You want him to be able to practice in full all week and everything and really prepare. So that's just my concern. You never want to hear that your starting quarterback, your MVP quarterback, has an injury to his throwing shoulder on Super Bowl week. You know what I mean? It's just that's not very exciting news to hear. So we'll see. I feel a little better about it just with Phil Perry, Greg Bedard. These guys kind of feel like Ian Rappaport's kind of mentioned a little bit that he should be good to go and it shouldn't affect him too much. That's good, but also shouldn't affect him too much. So it's going to affect him a little bit. It's tough. We'll learn more. We'll get more clarity as the week goes on. Like you said, next week during practice reports and all that stuff. So we don't know a ton right now, but you could clearly see that he was in a little bit of discomfort. Just people were talking about how he was running with one arm. He was kind of keeping his other arm like almost slinged up. He was lifting the trophy with his left hand. I guess he was texting in the locker room with his left hand. Just like, I don't know. And even Stephon Diggs said when he came in the locker room and he asked Drake May, like, what was going on? Because he was like not being himself. Everybody was celebrating and all happy, and May was like not pumped. So just stuff like that just leads you to kind of have a little bit of concerns. But he was probably worried about it initially. If he was hurting, it was like 10 degrees out there. It was cold. It's going to be warmer now.
I was hurting standing in there, and I didn't even take a hit.
And he had short sleeves on. Like, What are you doing? Like, if it's that cold, you can wear sleeves. It's okay. Like, you're going to be fine.
Some coaches won't allow ball carrier. Like, running backs never wear sleeves because with the wet and stuff, it makes it worse. I don't know. Quarterback's a little bit different, right? With him carrying the ball potentially so much, maybe he thought that it would be an issue, with fumbling, especially with how much he's had. But yeah, running backs usually don't wear sleeves. And so maybe that had something to do with his like, hey, you know, he knew he's going to have to use his legs and he's had some fumble issues. So maybe that was something. But
Yeah.
do you remember, did he have sleeves against Houston?
He hasn't had sleeves like all year.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see, like, if that's just because he did say in the mic'd up, if you just watched it at the Patriots release, like, I think it might have been his wife that was like, he said, I'm going inside, I'm freezing. She goes, yeah, you're in short sleeves. He goes, yeah, that was a bad idea. Like, he admitted to her that it was bad, but maybe he just had no control.
I get it. Like, you want to show you're tough, whatever, but like, dude, who cares? You're a quarterback. You want your arm to stay warm. Like, you don't want to be having a cold shoulder, cold arm while you're out there. Just like, do what you can to be at your best. But
yeah. So I mean, and there's a couple things like, you know, I'm not super worried about it. I think that there's bumps and bruises all the time. I would like to know when it happened. I don't think we ever will know. But let's say it happened last week of the season. He's played the whole playoffs with it.
I wonder when it started bothering him. But he said it was just like wear and tear of the season, which is also concerning that your 23-year-old quarterback can't make it through a full season in general. You know what I mean? It's not like he took any huge hits all year. They were pretty careful with him. They didn't run him in the red zone. They didn't do any quarterback design runs basically all year with him. So I don't know. He's got to learn how to slide though. That feels like where he always gets hurt. He is so bad at it. He gets concussions when he slides feet first. When he tries to slide head first, he does it sideways and gets rolled up. It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But that's a key thing. Like you just said, like when did this start?
But wear and tear is going to happen. Like, you can be so healthy, like playing 10 games in the NFL wears and tears your body. Like, I got a buddy that I work with every day that played 4 years in the NFL. So, you know, like he was in and out pretty quick, but he goes, man, after like week 5, you just don't feel good. Like, you do not feel good. You're playing every week. You have one bye week. Sometimes you play on Thursday nights and then you get a little extended bye, but he's like, you never feel good. So wear and tear now, yes, on his throwing shoulder, it's a little bit concerning, but I mean, he's never played this many games at North Carolina. Like, they were usually only playing 13, maybe a little bit less. Year. So yeah, even last year, you know, he only started 11. He's going to have 2 weeks because of the Super Bowl. He's going to have 2 weeks to rest it up. The other thing is Sam Darnold's dealing with an injury. He didn't throw a football for a whole week going up to the 49ers game. And then, you know, they blew him out. So he didn't really need to, but like Sam Darnold's dealing with an injury on the other side now. You know, again, oblique injury, you're going to use that a lot when you're throwing the ball. Shoulder injury, you're going to use that a lot throwing the ball. So, and then the other thing is the last run of the game, which we didn't talk about, baller of him that he didn't tell anyone that he was just going to run it. Like, in my head, I literally was sitting there watching and I'm like, Denver knows we're going to run it. They didn't even have a free safety. They literally put everyone like 7 yards within the line of scrimmage. I'm like, they should honestly just run Drake. I know that it sucks because he might be hurt or you don't want him to take a hit, but you need 6 yards and you're going to the Super Bowl. And so I'm like, maybe they should just run him. And then he bootlegged out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. But he used his right arm to stiff arm there and he violently threw it. Now, testosterone, you have the adrenaline going on. You have all that stuff going on during the game. And maybe that's why, you know, after the game, you're coming back down to earth. It is a little sensitive. It's cold out there, like things like that. But like I was going to say, I would like to know when it happened, because let's just say it happened week 18. He made some dang good throws in the Chargers game. He wasn't on like consistently, but he made good throws. He made good throws against the Texans. He made that really good throw on the flea flicker over 2 defenders. And so it's been bugging him, but you haven't seen him completely hinder him. I think the weather and shoulder has been more of a cause for maybe his downplay than just the shoulder.
That has been one thing that people have noticed, and I've noticed. When it's raining or it's a weather game, Drake May's not as good as you'd like him to be, which I get. Everybody's going to be better in dry, perfect conditions, but there are quarterbacks, Josh Allen, who thrive in those elements, and you'd love to see maybe that's something Drake can kind of adapt to. It's his second year in Foxborough. He's been outside of this kind of conditions for his whole career. So I'm sure he'll start to get better at it, but it's just something of note that he has not been MVP Drake May nearly as often when the weather is not ideal. So it should be good in San Francisco. You shouldn't have to worry about snow and that stuff. But
well, like Tua was never good in weather, and you know, he was in Hawaii and then Alabama. Like Josh Allen played 3 years at Wyoming.
Yeah.
Like that is frigid temperatures. And then he goes to Buffalo. And so Drake May, growing up in North Carolina, didn't have to deal with this very often. He'll adapt. He'll have to adapt.
People have talked about hand size too. That doesn't help. His hands are relatively small for
Caleb Williams. Hasn't been. I mean, he's going to have to learn too. Caleb Williams is going to have to learn too. Like, he didn't put up godly numbers. He had a great play at the end of the game, but he didn't put up godly numbers in those.
And he had 2-3 picks, right?
Yeah. And so, like, he went to Oklahoma. He was a DC kid, so a little bit colder on the East Coast, but then Oklahoma, USC. He just wasn't playing in super cold weathers consistently. And so everyone's going to have to deal with that. And, Drake May will eventually get in that because, like you said, if you're going to win consistently in New England, you have to play in cold weather games because you're going to do it a lot of times, whether it's in Buffalo, whether it's in New England, whether you have to go to Denver again. Like, the path to the Super Bowl in the AFC as of right now, Kansas City, right? There's a lot of cold weather teams compared to like the warmer weather ones, like the Miamis or, some of the other ones, like, and Houston's in a dome, but like he will adjust, in my opinion. He's only probably had, 25 games of experience in this kind of weather. So
feels like there's not a lot of good AFC teams that play in warm conditions. Like the Chargers are one, but outside of that, I mean, I guess the Jags were warm too. So maybe there's
Jags,
a couple.
Houston would be in there, but they're a dome, so it doesn't really
team.
matter. I guess kind of the Chargers are a dome team now too with SoFi.
Yeah,
but that's California, so that's not going to matter. But I mean, Pittsburgh's going to be cold if they come relevant. Baltimore can be cold if they become relevant
Kansas
again.
City, Buffalo.
Yeah, Cincinnati can be like, it's not going to be frigid, but it's outside.
Ohio's chilly.
Cold. Yeah,
Ohio's chilly.
So like you're going to have these good teams in the AFC. That's why I say, like, you're going to have these good teams. You're going to have to deal with this more than once. And Brady was great at it.
I do like that he's gone through this. You know what I mean? His first playoff run, we didn't get bounced. Like, we won the games, and he also experienced this. So I do think it's good experience under his belt. But just something to monitor kind of going forward as you think about deep playoff runs in the future. It's going to be cold January, February. So just something to keep an eye on.
For sure. Let's do you got anything else to say? Shoulder injury. I mean, we'll get way more like updates throughout even the next 3 days when they start practicing, and then especially as we get to travel and they have Super Bowl media day. This will dominate the headlines, I'm sure. This will be a huge story.
I guess last thing I have to say is when the news first came out about the injury, I told my wife I was going to offer to donate my shoulder, and she said that he wouldn't want my shoulder. So that was a little disrespectful, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Aren't you a left-hander? No, I'm just kidding. You give him you're giving him your right shoulder. No. Yeah, him at 20% is probably better than me and you at 100. So
yeah, I can't disagree with that. I can't throw a football 70 yards on a dime like he can, unfortunately.
Yeah, he could have some accuracy short game with my arm, but yeah, he ain't getting it past 20 yards down the
screen
field,
passes. Sure. I'm all there.
Yeah, so cool. Let's talk about the other big news. A little bit off the Super Bowl path, like we said, we'll have plenty of stuff. Hall of Fame robbery right here. Bill Belichick not voted as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is this the biggest snub in Hall of Fame history? I'll pull up a graphic right here. I wanted to show you guys. Bill Belichick versus every first ballot Hall of Fame coach so far that's been put in the or Canton, Ohio, I should say. And if you look at it right there, I mean, obviously he doesn't have as many wins as Don Shula. He's been chasing him for a while, but he's got more than 10 wins, or he's got 10 wins plus more than Don Shula. He's got more Super Bowls than anyone. Chuck Noll's the closest there. It's just, it's crazy. And I have a couple of reasonings I heard today that might be a little bit of pushback, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Also, he's got 8 rings if you count DC with the Giants.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what's the argument here.
You want to hear mine?
I would love to hear what you're.
So I think it's total bullshit. These arguments that I'm about to bring up, but what I've heard and what I can at least say makes sense is they made a tweak this year to the Hall of Fame voting where coaches now only have to sit out 1 year. It used to be 5 years. So all these guys, Don Shula, Chuck Noll, Tom Landry, had to wait 5 years after they retired to get put in the Hall of Fame. So now that they made a tweak and coaches now only have to wait 1 year, maybe some people were like, not early enough. I think that's bullcrap. The second one is, and I kind of agree with this, although I don't think that it's good enough to leave him out, is his record without Tom Brady and what he did the last 4 years for the Patriots was not a good stain on his resume. Now, I don't think you can say, well, he wouldn't have won Super Bowls without Tom Brady. Well, he did. Okay. He has 6 Super Bowl rings as a head coach. He's almost the winningest coach of all time. So I don't think you can use those arguments, but I heard those today and it at least was in my head. I'm like, okay, I could see why potentially 11 voters didn't vote him in if that's what they're thinking, but I think that that means that they're stupid. And I agree with you. Voters should be public so we can see who did it.
I would almost guarantee if the votes were public, Bill Belichick would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think there's 11 people on that panel with the fucking balls to say, nope, Bill Belichick does not deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Look at how many people are coming out and saying, yeah, no, I voted for him. I voted for him. Somebody's got to be lying because everybody is saying they voted for Belichick as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Somebody's full of shit. And I just don't know how you can take yourself seriously if the greatest coach in NFL history is not a first ballot Hall of Famer with 6 head coaching Super Bowl wins, 2 as a defensive coordinator. The dude did everything you could possibly want him to do. Like, and the whole Brady argument too. It's not like Brady was Tom Brady his first 3 Super Bowls. Brady was not the player he was late that he was early. He wasn't 07 Brady in 2001. He was a young kid managing the game. He made some big plays when he had to, as far as like that Rams Super Bowl. He had a good drive there, made the right plays, but it was Belichick's defense that played a big factor in it as well, along with Brady being good when he had to be and just being a solid quarterback overall. I don't know how you could take yourself seriously with not putting Bill Belichick in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't care what the rules are. You can't look at your ballot and say, oh, Bill Belichick's on there. No, let me pick this person instead. There is nobody on that ballot that deserves to be on there more than Bill Belichick. I just don't. There's no argument that I can hear about it. And I heard some people say the Spygate stuff. You've seen so many coaches come out and say, this was what people did. This is not a Bill Belichick thing. This is what coaches did. Deflategate was bullshit. I don't even think anybody's talking about that, but it's insane to me. I don't know how the NFL can allow this to happen because it's blasphemy.
It's absolutely crazy. And the thing is like, you can't take it back. Like, and I heard TJ Watt maybe today on Pat McAfee show talking about it. Like, so what, next in a year from now, they're going to vote to put him in, and then he's going to stand up there like nothing happened and give his Hall of Fame speech and stuff and be like, oh, I'm in now, after everyone knows he got snubbed. Like, he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. And that's why I'm saying, like, the whole debate with like people saying, oh, well, Matthew Stafford's older than Drake May, he should win MVP. It doesn't matter if you had to wait 5 years or 1 year. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame resume. And if he's not, then who the hell is going to be in there in the next 10 years? Like, is Andy Reid going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? I sure as hell hope not. Like, not after Belichick got snubbed. So it's absolutely crazy. And like I said, and I don't think you can play the hypothetical game. Well, what if Bill Belichick didn't have Tom Brady? Well, let's play that when Tom Brady's on the ballot. What if he didn't have Belichick? Are you going to keep him off just because of that? So those 11 or so voters that didn't vote for Belichick because of that, are you going to keep Brady off? Like, no one's going to not keep him off. So it's absolutely robbery. It sucks. It happens. I will say I am not happy with how he led the Patriots the last 4 years.
I get that.
You can't.
It's a total body of work, though.
Yeah, you can't. In my opinion, you can't. I mean, he made some poor decisions, making Matt Patricia OC, the drafting, all that stuff. And some people wanted to bring in like his time with the Browns too. Like, he was not good there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But like, you guys are talking about an 8-year window of his 30+ year coaching career and all these regular season wins. If he was really that bad of a coach, he would not have had 302 regular season wins. So it's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no argument for it. Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. If there's ever a time for the NFL to bend their rules and fix this, now would be the time, because this is insane. Yeah. I've never seen so many people from all walks of life, from all different teams, from different sports. LeBron James was tweeting about it. Like, every single person was tweeting about it last night, saying, "What the hell is this?" It was insane. And nobody is more of a historian of the game than Bill Belichick. it's got to be so disrespectful for him. Like, I don't know. If I was him, I'd want to come back to the league and light it on fire and just dominate again. Like, I don't know. I can't believe it. I really can't. It's just the Patriots bias, the Patriots hatred for the
Watch
dynasty.
Brady hire him in Vegas and be like, all right, let's go get the record. Let's go do all
insane.
this.
That'd be insane. And I would root for it.
No, come on.
I would root for it.
No, not the AFC. Don't lose for another AFC team.
Go to the AFC Championship and lose to the Pats. That's fine. I don't care.
Then that would really ruin his history if he lost to.
If he brought the Raiders to the AFC Championship game, I don't think that would ruin his legacy.
He'd probably be the guy that would pass on Fernando Mendoza at number 1 overall. They'll be like,
oh yeah, his footwork needs a lot of work.
He's too corny. Could you imagine that if and here again, like we sound like we're Belichick haters, but like if Belichick would have been the head coach in 2023, I don't think we would have had Drake May. We probably would have been traded out and had 3 extra first-round picks.
JJ McCarthy.
Someone. Like we would not have had Drake May. So as much
I was ready,
ready
for Bill to be gone. I'm not going to say I wasn't, but that he's 70-something years old. Like it was time. It had run its course, the relationships with the ownership and all that stuff. It was time. That doesn't mean he's not the greatest coach ever.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy that we're even talking about this. And like you said, like if the NFL puts their foot down and they're like, Roger Goodell's like, hey, we're going to change this. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can change it and get him in the Hall of Fame, but like it's been done. What's been done's been done. Like
the Hall of Fame is a joke now though. Like it doesn't matter.
We know
nobody who
what
makes
it's
Hall
about.
of Fame after this matters because this is bullshit. Like it's a personal vendetta. It's a popularity contest. It's not about actual analytics. It's about facts. It's about feelings, not being factual with what he's done. And it sucks. Yeah.
And so that's my point is if you were to walk in and be like, hey, I'm Roger Goodell, I'm going to change this. It's like, okay, cool. They got it right, but it doesn't matter. We saw the voting. Like we didn't see who voted who, but we know that like we know what the panel stands for and what they are like prioritizing right now. And the other thing is people were like, it was Colin Cowherd. Colin says some stuff that I'm just not a fan of, but he was talking about how like Don Shula was so loved and everyone and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and Belichick was a dick for 20 years. And the media members that were on the panel probably didn't want to vote him in first ballot. And I'm like, if those media members are that mad about how he was, then they should get out of there because it's not about that. That's not every coach is different. Some coaches are going to be like that. Some coaches are going to be fun and, have those personalities. Some coaches aren't. And that's what made Belichick is like, he didn't care. He did not care about, stuff like that. And so, yeah, it's absolutely crazy that we're dealing with this right now. We'll see how, it plays out. And like we said, like next year at this time when he probably gets voted in, I almost hope he does say something at his, whatever it is, his induction. Like
he should come out publicly and say something right now.
Yeah. Robert Kraft just came out and said something.
Yeah. So Brady touched on it too. Everybody's touching on it. The right thing to do is to fix this and then fix the way that your voting panel votes because this is ridiculous. So I don't know. It's not going to happen. Nothing's going to change, but people are pissed. I haven't seen this much outrage in a while about something like this. So we'll see if Goodell actually wants to do something or not.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he did, but I wouldn't put it past the NFL to not do anything about it. Just leave it and we'll vote him in next year is probably what they're saying.
Yeah.
But anything else before we hop off?
No, we'll touch on the Seahawks. We'll dive deep into that with a special guest next week at some point. We'll let you guys know. We'll have more info on Drake May's injury, talk about game plans and stuff like that, ways to attack this team, ways the Patriots can win this game. Even with the massive underdogs that they are, the little engine that could, the Patriots.
Yep.
So we'll see.
The team that has the most Super Bowls in the NFL other than the Steelers. And
people are talking about it. This like it's the high school, a high school team versus the greatest show on turf. It's just crazy, but I get it. Hey. I respect Seattle. They're a great football team. I think they're probably going to win, but I think the Patriots can absolutely win this football game.
Wow. You think the Seahawks are going to win?
We'll see. We'll see.
This man.
We'll see how the offense plays.
They are not winning, bro. They are not winning.
I hope not.
They are not winning. Vrabel, these boys are ready. These boys are ready. It's a team of destiny too. It's the team. So Yeah.
If this offense can get rolling and the defense plays like it's been playing, that's what win the
See,
game.
And I'll bite my tongue on this, and we'll talk about this as the last thing before we hop off, and then talk about this next week with our special guest. Is I don't even think the Patriots offense has to play great. I think that they got to play better than what they have. And Drake May has to Drake May's going to have to throw for 250 plus, but I don't think he needs to throw for 350.
How many points do you think wins it?
I think if you score 28 points, you win this game.
Yeah. Okay. I do too.
But like
offense hasn't
that's right
points,
at their season average.
Yes, but
now is that at their playoff average? No, yeah. But that's at their season average. So if you play good football and get 28 points, I think that you win this game with your defense.
I don't think they get 28 points unless they get a pick or two.
Which again,
defense or punt return needs to make a big play in this game, I think, for them to get to 28.
See, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but Drake May threw 3 touchdowns. The offense put up 21 against Seattle or against Houston. And yeah, they had a big play from the defense. Again, I agree with you. I think that that's probably what's going to tilt the scales is you're going to need a big defensive play, strip sack, interception, return, short field, something like that. But our offense is good enough to put up 21, 24 on these guys. And then if you get a pick or two and you get a field goal off of there, that gets you to, the 28 range. That I don't think that you have to go, I think that this offense is good enough though.
Defense got 5 turnovers in that Houston game.
Yeah.
So
but the weather's going to be better.
Weather's going to be better. If you can get 1 or 2 turnovers or big plays between the punt game, if Marcus Jones houses one or gets them inside the 30 or something, like, which I absolutely think can happen. Seattle is very well rounded. Their offense is good. Their defense is great. Their special teams has been great. Like, they are great in all 3 phases, really. So you're going to have to play good in all 3 phases as well. And I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Seattle's a great team. I think the Patriots can absolutely win this game, though, if they play how they can. We'll just see if they do. It's going to be up to them.
Yep, 100% agree. So appreciate it, guys. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed, like this video, hit the notification bell so when we schedule our next live stream, probably I would say sometime early next week. We know it won't for sure be Wednesday because our guest cannot come on Wednesday. So, breaking news. Red Sox have traded for Nico Horner and traded Jaron Duran or Roman Anthony. What is it?
So Patriots have a estimated injury report that just came out.
Okay.
They didn't actually practice today, but their projected did not participate. Hunter Henry, rest. Harold Landry, knee. Morgan Moses, rest. Thayer Munford, knee/illness. Spillane, ankle. Not ideal, but expected. Limited. Matt Collins, abdomen. Drake May, right shoulder. Full participation. Josh Farmer, hamstring. Terrell Jennings, pass concussion protocol. So this is the first time we've seen Drake May on the injury report for this injury all year. I guess.
So I don't think that the Patriots could leave him off an injury report without people raising concerns. Could you imagine after all the talk that they just had, if they don't put him on their injury report, how many people would be like, you're blah, because there's certain rules that they have to report that stuff.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. You have to report it if he's injured and was going to be limited and getting treatment and stuff like that. So the fact that he would have been limited if they practiced today is of note. That means he clearly does have a shoulder injury, and this is real, and it's maybe minor, and maybe he'll be fine for next week. And everybody expects him to play. It's not going to keep him out of the game. But does this affect his actual participation in practice this week and next? That'll be something to monitor.
I hope it does. We need him to rest and then just ball out. That's all we need.
I prefer that he's healthy enough to just practice and then go from there. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a real injury. Something's clearly going on with his shoulder. We'll see if it affects him. Hopefully not. But I just wanted to, it just literally dropped, just came out right now. So I just wanted to say that before we signed off. But that's all.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, we appreciate it, guys. We will be live sometime. Possibly, maybe we'll have a clip. I don't know what it would be, but the Patriots aren't in the Super Bowl very often, and they haven't been since we started this podcast. So maybe we'll think of something because who knows when we'll get to do this again. And Super Bowl week's always fun with media day, all that stuff. So appreciate it. And until next time, we will talk to you guys.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the Patriots Drive podcast. Follow us on social media to stay up to date with all things New England Patriots. Make sure you tune in to the next episode and check out patriotsdrive.com for more great content.
We're on to Cincinnati.